And so, Formula 1 from Codemasters is back for another year with F1 2020. This is the Xbox One X version, as we are in some very interesting times for the real F1, only starting last weekend with the much changed season due to coronavirus and that kind of thing. We are here with the season proper, if the game if the season had gone ahead and COVID had never been a thing. I'm not sure whether they're going to patch in the abridged season or not, but we will see. This year, one of the big changes is the introduction of a battle pass in the form of the podium pass. If you pre-order, which whenever I upload this video, there should be a few hours left to pre-order the normal version of the game, but at least if you pre-order, you get enough coins to pay for this podium pass, and then if you get through it all the levels, they say you will have enough coins to get the next pass, and that will continue on throughout the entire year. We will see how it goes, but there are 54 days left in the first series for Podium Pass number 1. We got a variety of challenges, daily challenges. Today's was a win a race at China, which I've sorted out. Weekly challenges in the form of VIP challenges. I am not sure whether it's going to be like Apex, and you can do your week 1 challenges in week 6 and not have to worry about them all in the first week. At least I hope that's the way it is, but we will see how that goes. Then you've got your series challenges. So there's a bunch of challenges that you have to do, that you've got the entire podium pass time period to do in. So you've got 6 in solo, 6 in career, 6 in multiplayer, and 6 in the weekly events to add to your XP. Also, if you complete all the series challenges, you will receive the chromed paint job for your car. The podium pass basically just includes emotes, celebrations, and paint jobs for your helmets, cars, suits, and gloves, and some emblems and that kind of thing to keep you going. It doesn't seem like it'll be too hard to get up through it, seeing as you earn XP from just racing and that kind of thing without even doing the challenges, but maybe you might have to grind a bit if you're not the sort of person that will play it weekly. You might have to grind a bit. There's also the store here to buy your Bitcoins if you want to get some stuff from the item shop. As you can see, things are expensive enough for what it is. That emote is about €253. I mean, you have to buy at least the 450 pack to get it, but yeah. So that is that. The new solo mode is the My Team mode to create the 11th team in the grid with your own team that you manage and that kind of thing. So that seems interesting. I haven't jumped into it yet, but I shall do. Will I do a stream for that? Who knows? But that is one of the new features this year, and it looks interesting. I'll very much look forward to getting into it. I've mostly just been racing around a few quick Grand Prix, and I haven't started any championships or careers as of yet. You've got your usual multiplayer stuff of the weekly event, your leagues, your ranked, your unranked, and split screen now this year, and previous week result and that kind of thing. You've got your esports page, you've got your various customization stuff here for changing your race suits and car paint jobs and your badges and that kind of thing. You've also got the showroom for looking at the classic cars. So the full classic cars pack, included in all the DLC, including the Michael Schumacher pack, is the 1988 McLaren MP44, the 1990 Ferrari F190, the 1990 McLaren MP4 5B, the 91 Jordan 191, the 91 McLaren MP46, the 92 Williams FW14B or 14B, the 94 Benetton, the 95 Benetton, the 96 Williams, the 98 McLaren, the 2000 Ferrari, the 2003 Williams, the 2004 Ferrari, the 2006 Renault, the 2007 Ferrari, 2008 McLaren, 2009 Braun, 2010 Ferrari, 2010 McLaren, and 2010 Red Bull. Really, something out last season. You can play your audio to read out the info on each particular car and that kind of thing, but that is what you get. That is indeed what you get. So yeah, you've got the F2 2019 cars as well. I do believe they are going to be like last year, and they're going to patch in the current season at some point during this current season. But yeah, they also have not updated the the paint jobs yet for the proper cars, but I'm sure they'll get it sorted at some point, or you'd think so, for the few cars that have changed their look ahead of the first race. Now, let's get on to some track action, shall we? We'll do some time trial. We'll have a look at a classic car. Which classic car should we have a look at? We'll use the 2006 Renault, and we will have a look at which circuit will we have a look at? Boo boy, choices. Right, let's have a look at Suzuka. So the default setups this year seem quite slippy. I'm going to be using the main default setup with this, but the rear end does like to step out a lot more than what I remember from last year. Now this is from comparing. I've only played this year so far an Xbox Elite V2 controller, but yeah, the rear seems to like to slip out a lot on any particular car. But you've got your usual custom setup stuff. It's a pretty thing. The custom setup is a bit different on differential and all that this year, so things have changed a bit. So it's intriguing to see how the gameplay will work out in the long run with the AI and that, from how Codemasters have wanted to balance it for this new year. Let's do a lap of Suzuka. We'll do a lap of somewhere that I know quite well before we dip into other places. That's already a great start. I haven't driven this particular car in this year's thing, so you know, brake zones and all that aren't perfect. I'm not going to get perfect laps from this. Just, you know, going to get a look at everything, and it's really nice. It does look really nice. A bit more front bite than I was expecting there, so we've already invalidated our lap time, but hey, we're not here for perfection. We're here just to show off and do a bit of audio just for me to talk over some sexy F1 sounds. I don't think I ever got to race this car in any particular racing game that I can remember, because wasn't 2006 the years where Sony still had the exclusive rights to F1? A bit slippy there going over the curb. Really need to work on my setups now. Spend some time working on setups for this year to minimize it. Cars are really getting loose. Every single car is getting loose on me all the time, so gotta manage things a bit better for my particular driving style. I can never remember with these cars whether I can take it flat or not through there. I've noticed as well that I've had a few crashes now with the game. I did a couple of laps off the Vietnam track. And whenever I set a new record to do one of the challenges, you had to beat 141 on the Vietnam track for one of the VIP challenges, and I beat it, but the game crashed as I beat it, and it didn't count, so that was not fun. That was after today's patch as well. Good bit of track cutting. Yeah, there's a bit more turning than I'm expecting at the moment, so you know, just gotta get used to that. Still getting used to the various different cars and how the handling has changed over last year. But yeah, needs to be a lot more turning on the default settings and a lot of more of a loose rear end on all cars, both in general and on throttle. So really work out some setups to get it more planted so I can get my confidence back in the cars that I would want to push forward. pretty terrible cut. Right. Okay. We'll finish off here, and we will move on to I guess have a look at the Vietnam track, right? Love a good 142 with a penalty. Good invalidated lap. There's nothing like a good invalidated lap. Right, so yeah, let's have a look at Vietnam. We will do it in the Mercedes. Obviously, I haven't maximized my own personal time. I'm slow anyway. I'm usually like 5 to 6 seconds off world record pace. Usually at best, maybe sometimes 4. But yeah, I'm not racking up the top of the leaderboards that I used to. So I need a lot of practice. Plus, need to work on my setups to have the confidence to push. But I think I'm doing all right at this particular track, especially with the default setup. The 141 time that the challenge set you to beat seemed pretty handy. I think I did like a 139. Seemed down in almost 4,000 place at the moment. A lot of interesting DRS zones that were meant to be on this track too. I think it's a right that I take up here. A little late braking. DRS zone in this particular long straight comes in quite late. From there, and there's a right-hander that you can pretty much brake after the 100-meter board. Maybe even a bit later than that. Let's try and get my braking zones down. I'm not sure how I feel about this track. I suppose that you never really know until races actually happen, but off the gas a bit earlier back there. Yeah, so that is a lap off the new Vietnam track. We'll go for a second lap and see if I can pick up the pace a bit more to closer to what I was doing before. Just finding that braking point on that corner, it's reminds me a lot of Turn 1 at China, which I also really struggle on. I've always struggled on, so a bit better braking there, and not such a good second part of the corner. It's going to take a while to get used to the rhythm. It used to take me like a year to get used to a new track. Just because I would have the usual tracks ingrained from so many different games. Whenever like a brand new track would come in that's never been in any game before, it always just takes me a long while to get used to. I like that section. It's got a nice rhythm to it. If I can just tie it down to knowing exactly what to do. Put the lock up there, but yeah. Still a good bit slower than my previous time around here, but yeah. So that is also the Vietnam track, and right. Well, we'll tell you what. We'll jump in with a race on slightly low AI, Zandvoort, to show off that too before I call this video a day. But I am enjoying it. Like, I am enjoying the track. I mean, I'll always enjoy any F1 game anyway, from just for driving around and that. The AI seem interesting. From the few races that I've done, they do seem to want to battle with you. They give you enough space. It's not too bad. They haven't bashed into me too much, but they will. They've taken a lot better defensive lines that I've seen, particularly whenever I was doing my China races to get the win there, and to get the flashback win there for the challenges. When I was doing the China races, a lot of really good covering at the DRS zone on the long straight towards the end of the lap. Probably some of the. It seems better than last year to me so far. This is probably where it all falls apart as I jump in with this. Try to do it. No, we'll tell you what. We'll do a middle of the pack or back of the pack F1 car. We will do. Just jump in with Williams. Do some George Russell and Williams. The driver faces are still a bit lacking. Just a bit. So we'll do it 60 hard at the moment. I dropped it down a bit to do some challenges earlier because that's just how it was going. Right, weather, customize weather. So we'll do some overcast. We'll have a look and see what it looks like in an overcast. I'm not confident enough to do any wet racing right now with these cars without jumping into setups and taking a while to change it to something that will work for me and that kind of thing. Right, so that's all set up as I would like it. Yeah, no formation lap on at the moment. So yeah, we'll do a 3-lap race on 60 difficulty AI in the Williams. Be nice to get rid of a lot of these loading times once we all move to NVMe drives. Be interesting to see how the loading times change with this being the game that will be backwards compatible. The current game that will be backwards compatible with. I mean, they'll all be backwards compatible, but the current game that will be backwards compatible with the next gen consoles.
Hello and welcome to Zandvoort.
Good old Zandvoort.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside.
So you've got all your pageantry that you'd expect. Now, what I forgot to mention as well is that the game carries over the addition of keyboard support. So I have got my MFD shortcuts set to a bunch of keyboard stuff so that I do not have to mess around with the ERS and that kind of thing with going up and down and using a lot of D-pad stuff. So for a normal controller, just plugging in a keyboard to your Xbox will work quite well. It's a shame the game still doesn't support mouse even on PC, but hey, maybe one day they'll get mouse support. At least I've got keyboard on at least Xbox now. I'm not sure whether it's been added to PS4.
Been awarded a time penalty.
Oh, nice.
We'll go against our finishing time at the end.
Let's have a look at that. Let's use this as a good time to have a look at the collisions. Was it really that earlier collision? That seems a bit harsh for that little touch there. Oh, well, let's use a flashback while we have it. Game looks really nice, especially in 4K on HDR on a thing. I've loaded a bit of a 1080p HDR capture off my Elgato just to test it out, so there's that on my channel too at the moment. Still getting used to Zandvoort in an F1 car. I'm used to it in I used to race it a lot on the old Race 07 World Touring Car stuff on PC back in the day. So that's where a lot of my braking points are in. I would usually race on at least 90 AI. Yeah, my speed still needs to be picked up a bit.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
By one at least, right? Yeah. Bit of a change to that corner seems interesting.
You can now use DRS. DRS now available.
I was a bit more confident in the car that would be an easy way to overtake on this particular difficulty of AI. Oh shit, okay. It's a way to ruin the wing a bit. Not expecting them to break that easy. I would hope the higher difficulty AI does break quite late there. Otherwise, it'd be easy to pass. Yeah, there we go. What happens with the broken front wing? We're in last place now. We are! Hooray! We're going to finish last. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful video to put up on YouTube with me finishing last. This is a good test to see if we can even take this final corner flat with the broken wing. I assume we can. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Woo, last place.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It's okay, Seuss Williams. Well done, Lewis, on being the driver of the day in those 3 laps. But yeah, I like the look of the game. You know, it looks nice. It feels all right. Just, you know, need to work on my own setups and that kind of thing.
That demands complete concentration, but they persevered to take the win here today.
Lighting looks really good in HDR. Really good.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team.
Well, Let's skip that. Have a look. See what we get. So yeah, 90 XP for that bit of stuff. So not too much, but hopefully you can power through it with like
let's discuss, Ant.
finishing
Who
and
would
that
you
kind of
say
thing.
is a contender for driver of the
Let's have a look at the replay, shall we? Photo mode. That's a bit of a dodgy frame rate there, shit. Really dodgy frame rates in these replays. That's a pretty sweet camera angle. That is a really good camera angle. I like it. Here we're going to the broken wing now, right? Yeah. Bit of a good smash. I probably would have fared better against higher AI just because I wouldn't have been thrown off by their slow braking zones. I say as I finished last by quite a distance, but hey, look, I swear I'm better than this showed off. All the dirt I dragged onto the track there. But it still comes off my tires. The frame rate is really bad around this particular stadium section. It's intriguing to see it be so bad around there. Alright, that is a brief look at F1 2020 from me, with a terrible race from my behalf. Wonderful. Very entertaining, I'm sure, but I'll work on it. I'll work on my racing skills. I'll get myself up to my usual good racing skills that I have in, or used to have in the F1 games and still have in the likes of Assetto Corsa and Project Cars. So, there we go. Rightio. Hopefully, you enjoy this year, and if you get the game, looks interesting. Here's hoping the podium pass doesn't completely ruin everything.